todos. Un, dos, tres.
Hi Martin, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you for the first time.
It's been a while since let's played in Croatia.
Yeah, I just got reminded it was in 2002 or 3 maybe.
2004, no, 2003 and 1994.
Yeah, 1994,
Yeah.
I remember that too, but yes, both is good.
Yeah, alright.
It's kind of strange because we were very close to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also a matter of the whole scene, you know. It was a bit delayed because of the war and everything.
Yeah,
so
going on like that.
yeah.
Okay, after tonight's show, are there any new shows booked?
Yes, we do play a couple. We have a couple shows next year. We're going to do some shows in Austria with Creator, and then we have a Vienna show planned where we will kind of present the last or whatever. It's the last PUNGENT STENCH album that did not has been released. No. Yeah, we recorded another album before we go back, and this is going to be released next year. And we will release show in Vienna.
Under which name?
The album is a PUNGENT STENCH album. It's recorded in 2007, and I just recently remixed it, and it will be out on April 13th.
So it's gonna be you gonna play that, promoting it?
Yeah.
Anyway, what's going on with the tours? You don't have proper tour in the last so many years, okay? You've been playing festivals, something like here and there, every show. So can we expect any proper tour, like 10 dates, 15 dates?
Yeah, we did.
As a headliner, of course.
We did have.
You as a headliner.
We did have a couple of plans for tours, and we were supposed to tour with Necrophagia in last year. No, actually, I don't remember, but it got cancelled. For whatever reason. I mean, the touring business is strange nowadays. It's very hard because you have a very small time frame to tour actually, because from May to September it's basically just festival season. So nobody tours except for overseas bands to have some extra shows in between festivals. So everybody is on tour in the autumn and spring months, and it's a lot of shows for the people and a lot of money to pay, and have to book it. It's hard, and then you have to fill the venues on Monday nights and stuff like that. You know, it's different by playing on a weekend. So I like playing weekend shows. You know, I'm totally comfortable now. But I mean, of course, I cannot do this when I do the United States or something like that. But in Europe, we're like kind of in the center of it. I can fly, I can drive everywhere, and I'd rather have a Saturday or Friday night show with a lot of people than on Monday where it's just like, you know, burning money because you have to pay all the bus and so. But it's still in the planning, but there is nothing concrete.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, tonight you're playing alongside the Symphonic Orchestra, right? For both of you, we can say that you are the most famous representatives of the golden age of Austrian death metal. Can you compare death metal scene back then and nowadays?
Actually, you know, when we started in '88, this harmonica thing started in '87 already. There wasn't much of a death metal scene. You know, it was the birth of this type of music. You know, it started in the mid '80s, and where the first bands got kind of like a record deal. You know, we had Death, we had Possessed, and that was pretty much it. And then a lot of grindcore and hardcore. That was also a bit of an inspiration. It was a mixed up scene with extreme metal and punk bands, and then it became big in the 90s. But I have to say, I mean, it was a big audience, and also probably the best time to tour before it went down. And it was also the time of grunge and everything. Everybody was into rock and heavy music, so you had a lot of audience, big audience, but I wasn't really so much interested in the death metal scene in the 90s anymore, you know. It was more the 80s where I got into all this stuff, and then it was what we did anyway, you know? And then in 94, 95, we broke up the first time.
To most of Pungent Stench songs and albums, you could feel this groovy, almost southern rock, kind of guitar sound. Since you often play Fender Telecaster guitar, do you listen to such groups, bands? If yes, which ones?
I love rock music from the 60s and the 70s, especially. You know, a lot of classic rock stuff, and I'm a huge fan of Jeff Tull and The Who, and amongst many other bands, and also you know, early heavy metal stuff, you know, stuff like Zero Tango and Manila Road, and you know, this stuff. But I'm getting more into older music. The older I get, the more back I reach, you know. The contemporary music doesn't really touch me for some reason. I mean, for many reasons it doesn't. And for the 60s music, I was a bit too young. I mean, I need the hits and stuff, but there's a lot of interesting stuff to explore, and it was also quite heavy, you know, some of this stuff in any regard.
Very cool. Which Pungent Stench era are you the most satisfied with, the happiest with, and why?
Which album?
Yeah, and the era.
Oh, which era? The era. I mean, I think that the most happy. Of course, the most exciting one, and I think that that is actually the important era of a band. Is like when the first start, you know, the first 2 or 3 albums. That was when you just like, you know, had the most creative output, where you were the least critical of yourself because you just did it, you know. And then it turns out years later that it was the right way, you know. And I would consider that, of course, the most fun time, you know. It was also success-wise, of course, but that wasn't really the factor. But just like that youth and this type of music, it fits very well. You know?
A few words about today's Pungent Stench status. What's going on with it? The name and
pretty much.
ex-members.
We pretty much settled for you know, I play this Schirenc plays Pungent Stench, so everybody knows what's going on by now, that the band isn't working original, and yeah, I got to turn to Alex to re-release albums and everything, so I'm pretty happy with things, you know. It took a bit, but
which music was an inspiration for you back in the days when you were starting out, and what kind of music do you listen nowadays?
Inspiration, of course, we all are kids of the 80s and listen to a lot of this 80s heavy metal stuff. But I think the most important bands, at least for me, to play extreme music were Venom and also Celtic Frost or Hellhammer. And these were huge influences, as well as Bathory, the first album, but Venom very much, you know, because of this 3-piece having this type of humor, because I always liked about Venom was they were very dirty, but they also were humorous, you know, not funny, but you could tell they were just doing it with a smirk. Even the cover of Black Metal were so they were a big influence on us, and also
nowadays we're punk.
Well, nowadays I have phases that I listen to bands and then explore all the albums and stuff like that. Yeah. So I do listen later on now. I think it was Manila because I was just in the United States for vacation, driving to the southern states, and Manila Road worked very well for
Alright.
All roads.
You know there, yeah. What inspires you to create new music, new material? For example, other music, books, movies, life in general.
I'm doing music but I had done some collaborations in the past with other bands and other musicians and always thinking of like doing another homegrown album. But yeah, there will be new music for the fans because the album is unknown now with Pungent Stench, so that's not new for me, but new for most of the people.
Okay. Exactly what Hollenton? I was about to ask you what's going on with the other projects you're involved with.
Yeah. I haven't played
Zombie Inc. Like
I quit that one. I quit that because it was kind of like, you know, I came to the band mostly because two friends of mine started it, and they asked left and right people to join, and I was asked to, so I was like, okay, let's do it. And in the end, I was the last one in the band because everybody left, and then I felt like, I'm not gonna keep up a band that I was not starting, you know. So, and I was had other stuff to do that was it took me too much time, you know. I don't.
How much did you participate in those projects?
The first album of something, basically I was just singing, and then it was recorded in my studio. And the second album I co-wrote some songs and wrote all the lyrics and also recorded it. I don't know if they want to go on or not. It's not in my hands anymore.
You're not in charge.
I never wanted to be.
Alright. Are there any songs from Pungent Stench era that you never played or recorded?
I'm sure there are a few songs maybe that we never played live. I'm not sure, you know. But recorded, we did have another album written in '94 or something like that, and we have not recorded demos or anything like the back then when there was no such thing as a computer and everything. So we had the album kind of like it was written and then the band broke up and then we forgot everything. So yeah, there was actually a whole album that didn't get recorded, and I swear it was the best one.
Okay, so you're working on new material, new music?
I'm writing stuff, yeah, but I have not really. I'm not gonna play. You know, I'm not gonna write music for Schirenc plays Pungent Stench because that is me playing Pungent Stench, you know.
Yeah.
So if I write something new, then it's not doesn't make sense, you know. So
you're gonna play Pungent Stench music?
Yes.
Live.
Yeah.
It's gonna stay that way.
It's gonna stay that way, and I think first of all we haven't played everything, you know. We just played mostly stuff from the original era, and I think it's what the people want to hear, really, you know. It's what I want to hear too. If I see a band that played for 30 years and does albums, I want to hear the first 2-3 albums. I don't know what the ones that I grew up with, and that's what I want to hear, and that's what the people want to hear too. I think with Pungent Stench we have made our albums, you know, our necessary ones. The new one is good and a bonus, everything, but I think it's not gonna make a difference, you know, like as much as the old albums made, and that's fine with me. So I play as long as people want to hear the songs live. And
what's your favorite Pungent Stench album? All of it.
Yeah, no, not really actually. I think that it's when I play stuff, and I think for God is Soul and also Pinko Buttering, they stick out there where this were our heydays, you know, where we clicked, where the chemistry was best, where we just like wanted to do it, and you can hear that there's a freshness and it just sounds right, you know. So I guess these two albums are my favorite ones, and most of the people that listen to music, I think.
What do you think about these major bands in the metal scene playing whole album in its entirety? You know, like Slayer or Metallica or someone else. Is there any point of doing this?
That is basically just a festival offering more money for a band to do that, or maybe you just offer this. Yeah, we're gonna play Raining Blood in its entirety, and I've seen a lot of bands doing this too, and to get something, you know, unique and special that isn't here every day, and that kind of like that you can sell, you know, to promoters or whatever, and promoters want to sell this to sell tickets and stuff like that. But in the end, the only time I think an album played in entirety is when the band hasn't just this album. You know? I like it, especially when, you know, we played with Repulsion once and they played Horrified from beginning to end, and it totally makes sense. That's their album, you know. But we haven't done that yet. And if there is a demand, I will do it. I will not push it on anybody.
So you didn't think about it?
No, I don't know, man. Is that really? What do you think about this actually? Because I don't really. Sometimes I cannot really put myself into people, and I have completely different views and than what people want. But I think just one album. I mean, it also reduces myself on this album. You know, like all the others are just like whatever. You know,
split emotions.
Yeah, that's what trying to beat this album.
Yeah. To revive it. Yeah.
I have been. Our booker has recommended maybe doing something like that, but I said, yeah, if that's what it takes, then be it. But if I can choose and I wanna pick my songs and put them together, just that was good. Yeah.
Martin, thank you very much for your time, your answers, and hope to see you soon in Graz.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Alright, take care.
You too. Good day, boys and girls. This is Martin Schirenc from PUNGENT STENCH, and you're watching noiseeyes.com.